Hello, and welcome to this week's video. I am so excited to be creating this video. And truth be told, this is a video that I've been wanting to make for like 4 or 5 years. And I feel like I've gotten the green light on now is the time to create this and start talking about this. And yet at the same time, there's a bit of nervousness in regards to creating this video because there's been a lot unfolding within the Twin Flame Collective, and I think it's important for us to be aware and to be mindful about how we are navigating this journey. And before I get into this week's video, I want to introduce myself. For those of you that are new, my name is Melissa. I'm a spiritual guide, I'm a Twin Flame mentor, I'm an energy healer, and I am the feminine in my Twin Flame dynamic. I actually created Sacredness Within You to help support the feminines who are on the twin flame journey. Because for the first several years of my journey, I felt really lost and I felt really confused. And I wanted to be able to offer guidance and support to help you find ease and grace within your journey, but also to have that confidence and clarity to navigate this journey in a really aligned way. And honestly, I didn't have that up until the last few years. And for me, I know that it's my soul's path and plan to take the long way everywhere I go in life. And it's something I've done my whole entire life. And it's what my soul loves to do. And I really embrace this part of me after discovering that I was a 3-5 emotional projector, according to human design. And understanding certain parts of me gave me this freedom to really embrace this part of who I am. And because I navigate life this way, I get to share with you what works and doesn't work. And the twin flame journey is just one of the ways in which I'm serving humanity. And so, whatever it is in my videos, whether you're following me on here, on YouTube, or TikTok, or Instagram, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If it is not resonating with you, do not try to make it fit. Because honestly, that's one of the things that I did in the beginning of my journey that really created confusion, where I felt lost and really overwhelmed by this journey. And so today I want to dive into just various aspects of the twin flame journey and talk about some of the things that I've seen over the years in regards to what it is that we're experiencing as a collective, how the energy has been infiltrated by false teachers, false coaches, false gurus, individuals claiming to be twin flames and providing us as twin flames with guidance and support on this journey. But a lot of this guidance and support is misguided information. It's false beliefs and false narratives. And when I'm talking about these things and shining light on this, if you have, been influenced by these just individuals or these types of teaching, just know that you're not alone. Because I fell for 6 of them where I would watch a video or two and then I would get the ick, right? And I'd be like, no, this is not it. And now I can just tell by the energy of videos and looking at the person whether or not they are a twin flame. We have to remember that everything that's happening in the collective right now, these mis-teachings, these false beliefs, these false teachers or gurus, whatever you want to call them, are serving a purpose for us. And we have to recognize that. They're serving a purpose for you and your journey, in your connection, and as a collective. And I really feel like it's time to start shining light on these individuals and these false teachings and start eliminating this from the collective. Because what I've seen over the years is that these false teachings and beliefs get some people in the collective, and I was one of those people, like in this state of confusion, right? You're like, I heard this, but then I hear this. I don't know who to believe. I'm going to believe this person because they have a bigger following than this person, right? Like we use our ego to navigate things and then we start getting confused and we start getting overwhelmed. And we have to remember that For some of us, that's a pattern. We've navigated our life like this for a really long time. And some of you, you love being in a state of confusion. That was me. Because when you're in a state of confusion, it's like you don't have to make a decision. You can just be in that place. And there's others of you that are also so afraid to make a mistake in your journey. And here's the thing I want you to know is you cannot mess up your twin flame journey. You cannot. There's no mistake that you can make on this path. There's nothing that you're going to do to screw it up. The only thing that you are going to do is just delay your progress or ability to get to a state of inner union. And once you're in a state of inner union, then you're enhancing and manifesting your ability to land 3D union in the physical. That's all it is you're just pushing it back. But here's the thing is we live in a very loving and supportive universe. And God and the universe are supporting us. And when we get off track, they gently nudge us back into alignment with our true path. And I was lost, like I was in left field for a really long time. And, I discovered Jill and Ramy who helped me get back on my path and to find my truth and come back into alignment. And I truly believe that those of you that come across my pages and my information, that's who I am for you. Because this journey doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be confusing. And with all these false teachings and misguided beliefs and stuff in the collective energy, it's keeping us in that state of confusion, right? And the more confused that we are, the more overwhelmed that we are, the easier it is for us to be controlled. Because we get caught up in fear, we get caught in doubt, and especially in the beginning stages of our journey, we're grasping for any information we can get. And this is all here to help you take back your power, to start deepening your trust in yourself and connecting to your intuition. And if you're somebody that's struggling with connecting to your intuition because maybe you don't trust it, there's blocks there, or you don't know how to develop it, in Circle all month long in April, we are going to be diving into utilizing and building trust in your intuition to help support you in your twin flame journey, but also to help you navigate every aspect of your life, because your intuition is like your GPS. It gives you the routes of like, here's what's possible, but here's the fastest route to get to where it is that you are going. And sometimes we don't want to trust the path, and that's okay. So if that's something that you're wanting support on and guidance on, be sure to click on the link in my description and check out Circle. So I really want to set the record straight regarding a couple false teachings that are out there regarding the twin flame journey. And I really saw this really heighten and start happening more around COVID. Because around COVID time, it was like all this hype within the twin flame collective of everybody was starting to look for their twin flame. Because somewhere along the line, somebody was romanticizing this connection and making it believe that it was all about finding, this incredible love, the one love that you have, and all this stuff. And so we started seeing a lot of people within the collective start looking for their twin flame. And it's because people were told that everyone has a twin flame. And then over the last few weeks, I started noticing more videos popping up on TikTok talking about you have more than one twin flame. I saw one video where he was saying like, oh, like, you could, like get rid of that one twin flame and then ask for another one. And then this other person was talking about they have two twin flames. And I've seen this from various coaches. And when you think about it, in regards to like siblings, like when two children are born at the same time, what are they called? They're called twins, right? What is it called when they have three? It's triplets. When it's four, it's quadruplets, right? A twin flame journey is just that. It's you and one other person, a total of two people. It's not a triple flame. It's not a quadruple flame, right? It's a twin flame. And so it doesn't make any logical sense to say you have more than one twin flame. And the other thing too is when it comes to believing that everyone has a twin flame, that's actually a false teaching and belief. And what that stems from is people thinking that every soul is at the same place in regards to that soul's evolution. And it's crazy to think that everyone, all 8 billion people on this planet, their souls are at the same evolutional stage. It's 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 virtually impossible for that to happen, because on planet Earth, we have souls that are new. They're newer souls, right? And there's souls like me that are, I don't know how old. I mean, there are a lot of us that are really old souls walking in this planet Earth. And to think that a new soul and an old soul are having the same experience at the same time is literally, like, to me, the craziest thing to believe. Because also, too, the evolution of our soul, the more that we evolve, the more that we grow as a soul, there's different things that we want to experience. And for those of us that are twin flames, our soul decided, hey, I want to do this all over again. And we're going to split off into 2. And we're going to go all the way back down to the bottom and basically act like a new soul and go through all these experiences again, but now with another person. And so, with that being said, I want you to really start finding your truth and start connecting to what it is that you are, um, what is landing with you, and take that as your truth. And if there's something that I've said that you don't agree with, that's okay, right? Because I'm just here to speak my truth and what it is that I've learned and what it is that I've discovered about this path. And so, before we talk about some of the signs in regards to signs that somebody is a twin flame, and the reason why I want to do this is because there are those of you that are twin flames that are still doubting and questioning whether you are a twin flame. And I really want to help support you and build your trust and your confidence so you can find that unwavering faith and get rid of any doubt or questioning of whether or not you are a twin flame. And I know that there's some of you out there that are just awakening and discovering their twin flame. And you could pop across this video and be like, "Oh my God, like, am I a twin flame or not?" And you can look and listen to this and be like, "Yep, okay, this is the path that I am on." And then for the third group are those that are looking for their twin flames, who are not twin flames at all and trying to fit into being a twin flame. And for those of you that are looking for your twin flame or thinking that you are with a twin flame and you're not, here's what I want you to do is I really want you to evaluate, your situation, and try not to make something fit that is not meant for you. Because ultimately what you're doing is you're abandoning yourself, you're rejecting yourself, but also too, you're not navigating your soul's path and your soul's plan, right? And I know there's many people that I've come across that thought they were twin flames, right? Because they just had this deep knowing that they were meant to be like with the divine counterpart. Like there would be this one love that they would experience, right? But just because you feel that a divine counterpart or an intense love, that you're feeling that is available to you doesn't mean it's a twin flame connection. You could have a divine counterpart waiting for you out in your quantum field, waiting for you to make the decision of being like, oh yeah, I'm not a twin flame. And it opens up doors for you to meet that love that exists for you. So with that being said, I want you to just be mindful as I go through these. There's only like 5 of them. And to see what it feels like in your body, to know what it feels like to be a yes, this is my truth, this is resonating with me. No, this is not my truth, or the difference between no and resistance. Because oftentimes people get those 2 things confused. But I want you to be mindful about what it is that your mind is telling you. Because here's one thing that I do know is your ego fears 2 things. And it fears these 2 things more than anything else in the world. Is your connection and relationship to God, and your twin flame. Never, ever, ever in my journey did my mind ever try to convince me that I was a twin flame. It has done everything in its power to try to convince me that I'm not. So if your ego is trying to convince you that you are on this path, it's a really high chance that you're not twin flame. I'm sorry. But to just look at what it is that your mind is telling you, because that's a good indicator. So I want you to just, wherever it is that you're at, place your hand on your heart and drop down into your body. Now I want you to place your hand on your heart and just allow yourself to feel your heart. Take a big deep breath in, filling your belly, your lungs with air, and then exhaling it all out. And just bring awareness to any discomfort in your body, any pain. By the way, those are signs and indicators that you have some trapped emotions or something that wants to be seen. Your body is always communicating to you. And as I go through these, just bring awareness to what does it feel like in your body. And be mindful of what it is that your brain, your mind, your ego is telling you. One of the most common things that I've seen amongst twin flames, and I've seen this within my clients that I coach, I've seen this with those that I've connected with on social media over the years, but also too, people that are in my actual reality that are twin flames, is that this twin flame journey finds you. Everyone that I know that is a twin flame was not looking for this journey. They were simply following their intuition and guidance to do the things that they were needing to do in their life at that time. And as they were following these intuitive nudges, they connected to their twin flame. Those that have been looking for their twin flame, it's been a common sign that they are not twin flames. And I've seen this pop up in a lot of my comments lately and in my DMs of like, hey, I've been looking for my twin flame, or I haven't met my twin flame yet in the 3D. There's a highly good chance that you're not a twin flame. All right, next one, number 2, is that this journey is extremely transformative for you watching this video and for your beloved. This journey literally cracks you wide open for you to see the parts of you that you haven't wanted to see over the years, the parts of you that you've kept hidden. This connection, a twin flame connection, is based, the contract of this connection is based on unconditional love. And so look at your situation with you and who the person you believe to be your twin flame. Are they growing and moving forward with you? And I know for some of you feminines, you may not be at the point where your beloved is awakening, because you just haven't reached that point in your journey, which is okay. Where you are is absolutely perfect. You don't need to be anywhere other than where you are. But you haven't gotten to that point to where they've been activated to awaken. And the more that you move forward in your journey, the more it will push them to do so. But start to look at things when you are connected to them, whether through conversation or, texting, or you're having coffee, whatever that might be. Is start to look, in regards to like, how have their beliefs started shifting based on the conversations that you're having. Begin to notice, how does their energy, how has it changed? What's shifted within their energy? Start to bring awareness to those things, because when you understand that your beloved is your mirror giving you access to you, right? Like you literally, when you saw them for the very first time, you felt like you were looking at yourself. Another sign, by the way, it's the added bonus. But you saw that it was like you looking at you. And so begin to notice how their beliefs are shifting and changing, how their energy is changing. Because they're going to mirror back to those things about you. Because when you are changing you, it will be reflected in them. Somebody who is not your twin flame, they will not have those changes. You will not see any change in them. They're going to remain the same. And there's no change in energy between you and them. So the third thing that I see that's very common in a twin flame dynamic is both people in the connection want the best for one another. Remember, this contract is based on unconditional love. They both want the best for one another, and they're always pushing and encouraging them to continue to move forward, to align to the version of them that your person sees in you, right? And so when you think about the things that they're doing, it's from a place of love. And I remember having this conversation several years ago with my beloved. And I remember telling him, I said, no matter what happens between us, whether we end up together or not, here's what it is that I want for you. Is I want you to be truly happy inside and out. And I want you to be loving life. And I want you to be with somebody who is loving you in the way that you deserve. And that sees you for who you are and loves you for that no matter what. And for him to be abundant and prosperous in so many ways and ultimately living his best life. And I remember him telling me that he wanted the same for me. And I know at times when you're going through some of these challenges that we face as twin flames, it doesn't always come across that way, right? Because we're triggered and our two inner children are like fighting, and stuff. But at the end of the day, both want what's best for each other. Because here's the thing, no matter who it is in your life or what it is that you're doing, when you do what's best for you, it is always going to be the best for everyone else involved. Number 4. So in a twin flame connection, you have one individual who's primary feminine energy, right? That's a primary essence. You are not 100% feminine energy. You have a blend of both. Your unique blend is very unique to you. Like I'm meant to be 70-30, but sometimes I'm like 50-50. I'm still working on leaning into that part, right? And it's a titration process. Little by little, you're balancing out your energies and adding more of one and letting go of others. Then you have the perspective of the masculine, right? Your twin flame, that's the masculine, has his perfect blend of feminine and masculine energy. Then we have the perspective of the anxious attachment style and the avoidant attachment style, right? And we can even, maybe be in, what is it? Oh gosh, I can't remember. It's not in my brain right now, but it's a blend of like both of them. And I think it's disorganized. Yeah, disorganized. But you both could be disorganized, but just maybe your blend is a little bit different. But you will have the same core wounds. You will have taken on the same limiting beliefs and conditions. You have incarnated into the same type of templates regarding gender roles, regarding relationships and money, right? Just from 2 different perspectives. The other thing is you and your twin flame will have experienced the same major life challenges, the exact same, because you are mirroring one another, right? So for example, when I think about my connection, I moved to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico for another person. I moved there at a chance for love. I met somebody who was on vacation and thought, oh, how great would it be to like see if this works, live in another country for a little while. If not, I could always go back. Well, that relationship quickly dissolved the moment I got there. And I was led to my twin flame while I was there. And my twin would kind of like poke fun at me or, shame me a little bit for moving to another country for love for another person. Little did he know, he would be doing the exact same thing, right? Because we get to share these experiences that we have because it helps us understand ourselves more. And when you go through something first, like if you're the feminine, you go through an experience first, it allows you to hold compassion and space for your beloved to navigate what it is that they're going through because you know what it's like. You know what it's like to go through that. Many of you, your masculines are in karmic connections. And there's a lot of healing that comes through those connections for them and for you. But also, too, when you look back to your karmic connection, which was prior to you meeting your beloved, for a lot of feminines, once they, moved away from their karmic partner, that karmic partner put them on their path to their twin flame. And so when you look at your karmic connection, you can then begin to understand what it is that they're going through. And so these life events mirror one another. There's so much medicine in it for both of you. All right, the last one. And this one is a little bit controversial, and this is not one that I truly see and truly believe that this is a top 10 sign that you're a twin flame. And I want to talk about why. First, I want to talk about what it is. A lot of people will say that your twin flame is the catalyst to your awakening. And yes, for a lot of you watching this video, that is the case. That was my case. But I felt like for me, it was like a compound effect over like the course of like 3 years. And there was like me meeting my twin, and then, the ultimate thing that cracked me wide open to awaken me was him breaking up with me, right? Like I needed a course of events to like crack me wide open. But that is not 100% true for everyone. Like I have my best friend who lives in Mexico. She's been awakened since she was 15. And she met her twin at the age of like, I think 35. So 20 years later, she had been awakened for like 20 years and had been already navigating this journey. But meeting her twin flame started accelerating her awakening in ways that didn't occur until that time. Because also too, for some people, especially for like non-twin flame people, being in a karmic connection can awaken you, right? And oftentimes karmic connections can feel very much like a twin flame connection in the beginning because there's this soul recognition, like this person before, there's this intense draw to them. But the energy behind, a karmic connection is lust, right? Where the energy behind the twin flame connection is unconditional love. Because I remember when I met my twin, I had this love inside of me for him like I've never experienced before in my life. But I didn't understand how this love, this new type of love that I was experiencing, could make me feel like I'm the worst version of myself ever. Like the things that I would be able to hide, like my codependency, my abandonment issues, my poverty consciousness, my insecurity, my jealousy, all of that, right? I could hide pretty well from others and it would come out every once in a while, especially when I knew that I was in some type of third party dynamic. But with my twin, I couldn't do anything to hide it. It was like things he would poke me to hit that right spot to like activate that part of me. And I didn't know what was happening. But all I know is when I met him, I had this intense energetic pull towards him, which is another super strong sign. So as an added bonus, I forgot about that one. Where energetically you feel pulled to this person. Whether they see you on social media, you see them, like there's this feeling within you that's like, I need to see that person. I need to meet that person. I remember my twin telling me, I was going to do anything to meet you. He's like, I had plan A and I had plan B. I was going to go all the way to Z if I needed to be able to meet you, because there's this instant pull towards your person, right? And then when you see each other, that connection starts to happen. It starts activating and awakening the shared chakras that you have. So let's move on to what I really came here to talk about. All these things I talked about before are really important. I think it's really important for those of you that are twin flames to find your truth and to find that unwavering faith. And if you're needing help in it, let me know. Schedule a one-on-one session by emailing me down below, because you don't have to do this alone. And if you're somebody where you're all of a sudden realizing that I don't have any of this within the connection that I have, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to say that you're not a twin flame. I mean, I get the appeal, but guess what? The love that we experience in a twin flame journey, you can experience that as well in someone else, but without all of the challenges and things that we face. So don't try to fit into somewhere that you're not meant to be. All right. So over the course of the last couple weeks, I've been noticing a lot of changes within the Twin Flame Collective. I've seen a lot of teachers that when I read when their video comes up on my TikTok FYP, it's like, ugh! Like, nope, keep scrolling. And some of them I stop and watch because I'm still trying to figure out, like, how do I, like, why is all this stuff coming forward to my attention? I feel some of it is I'm here to bring awareness to this, but also to help clear out these energies that keep us in this cycle that we're in with these false teachers. I'm just going to call them false teachers because just a simple way. And so to think of like the false teachers, anybody who is claiming to be a twin flame and they're not. And they're acting as a guru, they're acting as a coach, as a mentor, as a teacher, whatever their label is, right? But they're influencing the journey for those of us who are twin flames. I'm just going to label them as false teachers. As I've come across many of these false teachers over the last 7 years on my journey. And I have fallen for some of them, right? Like I'd watch a video or two and I would instantly know, no, like this is not what it is meant to be. This is not who I'm meant to follow. This is not the right information. And I even fell for one of them and purchased something from them. And the moment I got in there, I knew in the third module that that was not a true twin flame. And like I said in the beginning of my video, this is all serving us for a reason. There's purpose in it. There's medicine in it for us. Because it's time for those of us that are twins to come back home. To come back home to ourselves. To find that inner knowing that is within you about your journey. Because there's some uniquenesses. There's some beautiful things about your journey that are wanting to be honored by you. And it's also time for us to start trusting our intuition and to stop seeking outside of ourselves for the information that we need. Because I know some of you are like me, where it's like, I need to know exactly what's happening before I take any action. And you're consuming and consuming and consuming everything, which then what happens is all these false teachings that you've taken on cover up your intuition. And you don't know, and it's like you're turning, like, I don't know who to trust. Melissa says this and this person says this. Well, this person has more following than this person, so this person must be right? Like, tune into you, come back home to you. And I really feel like this is a time in the collective where we're no longer willing to accept these people and these teachings in our collective. And the way that I look at it also is like this extends out to tarot readers, to people who claim to be spiritual mentors or intuitives or psychics that are talking about the twin flame journey. And a lot of these people are not even on the twin flame journey. And I fell for it too in the beginning. I would go to these tarot readings. Oh, this is a collective reading. And actually, last week, I had 3 different readings come across my feed. They were all saying the same message from 3 different tarot readers, none of which were twin flames, all telling the feminines a message from their masculine of like basically saying like, I'm happy where I'm at. Just let me go and you go do you and forget about me. Don't even entertain me anymore. Choose someone else. And I was like, I sat there to myself and I am convicted in my truth and knowing about my twin flame journey. And I knew wholeheartedly my masculine would never tell me that. Yes, he tells me like, go do this or live this or do this, but he doesn't say, forget about me. And he doesn't say, like to never think about him again. No. And so start looking at some of these things and start questioning these things because, like when you think about having a toothache, this is the example I think my guides give me all the time. If you have a toothache, who are you going to go to? You're going to go to a dentist, right? Because a dentist knows how to get to the root cause of why you have a toothache and they know how to fix it. You wouldn't go to a lawyer. You wouldn't go to a car mechanic and be like, hey, can you check out my tooth? No, you're going to go to a dentist. So as a twin flame, why are you going to go to somebody who doesn't know firsthand what it's like to experience what you're going through? Who doesn't know what it's like to be laying on the ground in your bathroom for the first 2 weeks of being activated because you don't know what you're going to do, without your twin flame. And to feel that deep abandonment that you feel from your twin, or the cycles and patterns that we get caught up in, right? In our connections, they can't relate to it. They don't know how to navigate it because they've never been there, And so start listening to your intuition, start connecting to your body and being like, is this somebody I should be listening to? And if your ego is threatened by me, it's okay. It's a good sign. But let's talk about some of these false teachers. All right. So there are like 5 different things that I've noticed that are similar across all of these false teachers that I've come across. I've encountered 6 for sure. Some are very popular, some have a smaller following. But one of the things that I see that's very common in these teachings is they'll talk about there's one way to union, that you have to do my way to union. This is what's going to get you to union. Here's the thing. When it comes to union, when it comes to, stepping into your purpose, into abundance, there is more than one way to get to wherever it is that you are going. Every day, you are making choices and decisions based on your experience, based on your inner knowing of what you're going to do. And we're shifting timelines all the time. And everything that's ever happened has already happened. You're just aligning to it based on the decisions that you have made. So let yourself off the hook. There's no pressure to think that there's one way. And there are some of these teachers out there that will talk about, oh, this is a mistake. You're ruining your relationship if you do this. You shouldn't do that. I have made every single mistake according to some of these people. And guess what? I'm still here. Guess what? I'm still on this journey. Guess what? I didn't ruin it. I didn't. I might have delayed it, yes. But because of my delays that I've experienced, you watching this gets to benefit from it. And that makes me really super happy. And it makes me excited to be able to give this to you. All right. All right. The next thing I see, two things, is either they overcomplicate the process of like making it seem like you need to know the intricacies and the nuances and everything about the twin flame journey, because if you don't, then you're not going to get to union, or you're not a twin flame. Right? So they make it very overcomplicated and make it seem like you need to know everything about this journey. Here's the thing. I don't know everything about this journey. I will never claim to know everything about this journey because I'm always learning. But I don't let that stop me. And I don't think I need to know everything. And actually, when it comes to understanding this journey, the less that you know, the better off you are. Because the first 9 months of what others call separation and I call personal growth and exploration, the first 9 months, I used my intuition and my connection to God to help me understand what I needed to know about me and how to continue growing my relationship with Him. At that time, I had so much peace and so much ease, and I felt really clear about what was happening. All the while, my masculine was giving me guidance at that time as well to help me stay on track and to stay on path. And it's when I discovered that I was a twin flame and came across some of these false teachings is when I really started to feel confused, because they made me feel like I needed to know everything about this journey and made the process so complicated. Or they make it seem like it's so easy. And I might call out some people like very easily with this, but they'll say, this journey is so like, this journey is just about self-love, loving yourself, doing the mirror exercise is going to bring your twin to you. First of all, the way that this mirror exercise is taught by this specific group just keeps you in this constant cycle of not feeling good enough, thinking that there's something wrong with you. And there's nothing wrong with you. You're just letting go of things that are no longer in alignment with you. You haven't done anything wrong. There's nothing that you need to fix about yourself. You just need to let go of what is not yours and to rediscover this beautiful person that you are. You know, so this journey is more than just self-love. And if people aren't sharing certain things to get you to where it is that you're needing to go, and they just say, just do this, it's a pretty telltale sign that they are false teachers, because they don't know what it takes to actually get to where it is that you are needing to be, to break that pattern and to create a new beginning within you. Number 3 is that they use switch bait techniques. What I mean by that is they'll use something like in their wording on their videos to draw attention, to like call you in, to be like, oh, I need to look at this. Like sometimes it's a little bit controversial. Sometimes it might start you questioning things, to be like, oh, I need to listen to this video. Or they'll do something, they'll provide something for you to pull you in, and then tell you that you shouldn't be doing that, but that's what they do to draw you in. Hands down, all of these people do exactly that. So be mindful. And what's funny is like, I'll sometimes create something like about like a video tag will be like, this one thing changed everything for me. And one of my guides who I work a lot with regarding the twin flame journey, she's like a couple weeks ago was like, you need to stop doing that and really just start talking about what it is that's on your video. And I was like, oh my God, because to me, like, I don't want to mislead people on, but at the same time, I want you to be curious, because hands down 100%, when I say this one thing changed everything for me, I'm telling the truth. And those one things, there's many of them, you know, but it's like, I just need to be very clear about what it is that I am creating. All right, number 4 is after They have created some type of following and have really built people's trust in them. And this has been happening over the last couple of years with a few, is they'll have your trust, they build your loyalty, you might even purchase things from them, and you think that they are legit. And then all of a sudden, they switch their beliefs regarding this journey as twin flames. Perhaps they went from twin flames are meant to be together, they're meant to be in union, to all of a sudden flipping the script of twin flames aren't meant to be together. This journey isn't about coming together. And there's some truth to that, right? Like, this journey just isn't about union. It's about you coming back to you. And amongst other things, and the way that I look at it is union is like the added bonus. It's like, I don't know why they're telling me this way. It's like you work for a company, right? Like, you're doing your work and receiving the abundance that you are meant to receive based on the work that you have been hired for, right? You're living a great life. And then because of your performance and whatever other metrics that you did, you received a bonus. And there's a big bonus, right? Like maybe it's $20,000 for the quarter. That's like your masculine. They're the bonus for you living your life and doing the things that you are meant to do and living in authenticity. They're here to amplify, add to what it is that you already have. And so when somebody starts switching their beliefs around certain things, around specific things, it's an opportunity for you to start going within and being like, is this really my truth? And is this person still in alignment with where it is that I'm wanting to go in my journey? And by the way, when it comes to union and 3D union, I truly believe that twin flames are meant to be together in union. And I will never, ever, ever, ever change my viewpoint on it. Never. Because that is something that I do not waver from, because I know that to be the truth because of the roles that we play, the mission that we have, as twin flames, and our purpose. Like the reason why we signed up for this. And if you want to know more about that, go back to my video from last week. All right. The other thing is that I see that a lot of these individuals will say that they're in union. This is not the case for all of the ones that I've come across, but majority of them will say that they're in union and they've done this and this to get into union. Their method is what's going to help you get to union faster, but you see nothing in regards to their twin flame. You don't even know their name. You've never seen a picture of them. They're not in any of their content, none of their videos, nothing. But they say that they're in union. I would start to question that. Because here's what it is I do know is twin flames, both the feminine and the masculine, have their own purpose and mission in how they're serving humanity. Both of them will have something independently, right? Because we have to learn how to be interdependent, where we have our own life, we have our own things, but then we have our connection. And twin flames have a mission and purpose in terms of serving together. Like the example that I was given when I realized this was Danny Morel and Jen, right? Prior to them coming into union, he had his thing going on. She had her thing going on, both fulfilling the way that they're here to serve humanity. And when they came together in union, they created something of their own that they were working on together. And a lot of these people, it's either you just see them or they're doing things together, but not independently on their own. Like they have one or the other, but not both. And so just be mindful of these things. So I feel like I got like a huge weight lifted off of my shoulders. I would love to know what your thoughts are. How are you feeling? Drop a comment down below. Share what it is that you believe. What are things that you have noticed in some of these false teachers? Because it's really time to bring awareness, and feel free to call some of them out. Like, I'm not quite there yet, but I will get there one day. And also, too, if you're wanting support and guidance in your twin flame journey, be sure to check out the description box down below because I have some free resources. I have a monthly membership. I have lots of things coming up. And don't forget to follow me on other platforms as well. And if you found value in this video, please like, please subscribe, and share if you have others that are in your world that are twin flames. And on Saturday, I'm going to be posting an energy clearing regarding this whole topic. And so if you're wanting support on that and helping clear away so you can rid of these false teachings and these false teachers from your energetic field, then I encourage you to make sure that you keep an eye out for Saturday's video. In the meantime, I'm sending you all so much love and light. And I'm really honored to be on this journey with you. And I cannot wait to connect with you again. And until next time.